Hey Lego enthusiasts, this is Heart of a Kid Productions and we're going to get into my Lego haul for 2023. So I got some unexpected items, but we'll see what I got. All right, here we go. Hey guys, how you doing? So we're already, man, I think it's like the 9th or the 10th of January already. I've been really busy with work, obviously dealing with my kids, New Year's, family time. So there's been a lot of things, but I did do a Lego haul that I ended up buying a couple things, ordering a couple things, but it's not really what you would expect because they came out with a ton of new sets. And I really only got one new little set. And I didn't even get it from the Lego store, which is kind of funny. But I was kind of busy. Lego store was kind of too far out of the way to go with January 1st, 2023. It obviously is, I'm sure the Lego store was crazy. It was packed. I hope they got inventory in because I know there was a snowstorm and there was trucks that were delayed and stuff like that because the last time I went to the Lego store, they had nothing on the shelf. So I didn't even bother calling because there was no point given I wasn't going to be able to make it out that day. But I did pick up a couple things. We'll go with the small stuff first. I actually got these little pieces from Target, so nothing spectacular, but this is actually a little poly bag of the yellow Yoshi. So I got one of these for my son a couple weeks ago, and he put it together, and I was just like, I'm not big into the Super Mario in regards to the Lego sets. I wish they were minifigures versus this type of stuff, but it was okay. So I saw him build his, and I really like the red Lego Yoshi, but obviously that one's in the box, so I'll have to order that separately. But I was like, he built his, and his looked really cool, so I ended up picking this one up for myself. And I was like, cool. Now I got a little yellow Yoshi. So I was like, that was cool, and it only was $4.99, which is great, cheap. Also, Target's still doing their little promotion where if you do buy stuff from Target, given that's where I went, you can actually upload your receipt and actually get some points, $1 per point. So not crazy, but it's still something. So if you're buying stuff from Target, make sure you upload, and hopefully that Target does work with Lego to where they're actually doing that promotion. So I got one poly bar right there, so we'll move that out of the way. And then I got this other little poly bag. This is the little farm poly bag. Now I got this one because I like this little figure. I like this design on the torso, and he comes in or this torso comes in a lot of different sets. The grocer and the little fresh van and a couple other little sets lately, but I like having more of these. There was the farm set I just got my son, and it had a little farmer with this guy with the symbol as well. So that was really cool. It was a female farmer, a male farmer with a beard, but it was really cool because I was like, I just like this, having a few of those. So that was really cool. And then you get a little bunny, little pumpkins, a scarecrow, a little brick. But also you get these nice little green pieces right here. So that's actually really cool. So I was like, all right, I'll pick that up. It was $4.99 as well. So really nice and cool. Nothing crazy, but it's a nice little thing. And it does come with your little, he's holding that little spout for the water. So he can water the plants like that. And actually, that one of those pieces came with my son's farm set too. So it actually was pretty cool because I seen it out of the packaging. So because I helped build it with him. So I was like, I wanted to have an extra one just to have this nice little figure torso and to have more of those guys, those farmers, so I can include them in a build probably sometime in the future. So really cool. So I'll get to the set that I actually got that was for January 1st last. But I did order some things that I actually been wanting, and given I knew it was going to be crazy for everything else, I was like, I'm going to just look around my local Walmarts, Targets, and the first set that I ended up picking up was actually, I ordered this through Walmart. And this one I kind of wanted for a little while. I obviously got the Marvel Advent calendar, and I was like, man, I kind of want the ship. And I ended up picking this one up. And this one looks great. So let me kind of move out of the way so I can kind of showcase this. So this one ended up, let's see if I can switch sides. Lighting. There we go. So this one actually is really cool. Obviously, it's the Guardian ship. I love the colors. I love the orange. I love the minifigure selection on here. You guys can see that it has obviously the Rocket Raccoon right here. And then, my mind, Star-Lord. Yeah, so it has Star-Lord, Groot, Antenna Girl, who actually comes in the Advent calendar. I'm not sure if it's the same design. And then Thor, and then obviously a enemy. Yeah, what was his name? Yeah, Chitauri. Don't really care for him. That's whatever. I kind of wish, God, I wish they had Drax or Gamora instead of him, and obviously replaced Thor too. But I understand when this was made during the Infinity Saga era. So this will be retiring, I believe, soon. So it was something that I actually was like, I kind of put off on getting, and then I was like, I kind of had an itch, and I was like, man, I want to get this. I really want to pick this up before it's gone. So what happened was, I ended up going to my Target, and I actually saw it at Target, and I was like, man, that looks so good. But they were charging, I think the original price was, or the updated price, which was like 150 or 160 or something like that. It was a little higher than it was before, and I was just like, man, I don't want to spend almost $200, you know. And I was like, all right. So I kind of put it off. I kind of left. And then it was still bothering me, and later that night I went online. I was just like, let me see if I can find it. And I was like, oh, I should check Walmart. So I went online, checked Walmart, and this was actually on sale for $127. And I was like, oh, that's more closer to the original price, even a little cheaper, I believe. So I was like, right then I kind of jumped on it, and I ordered it, and it came in the mail for me. And I was actually really happy to get this. And I was like, I actually want to build it because I want to see it, because it comes with the display, and it looks really good on videos and pictures I've seen. And then as you can see, it comes with a nice little display that kind of holds it up. And I think it spins, so you can actually just like kind of look at it, and it kind of gives that one-to-one feel, which is really cool, because I have the Razor Crest, which is obviously huge, but this one obviously is a little smaller. I don't know about the interior, if it could fit everybody in there, but I think at least 4 characters in the front cockpit area. But it just looks really nice. The color scheme looks really good, and I just thought, I was like, you know what, I just need to add this to my collection. So I wanted to add it. Plus it has most of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't have Drax, and I don't have official Gamora. I have one from the minifigure series Marvel set, her as Thanos or whatever. So at least I have her head and her as a figure, so I can toss her in there if I wanted to. But I don't have the original, which I really wish, because I do love Star-Lord's suit, all the red suits. I wish there was a set, and I know kind of they had some in the red whole outfits, you know, their whole Guardians of the Galaxy like suits. I kind of wish they all had that. Obviously Groot doesn't wear a suit, and then Drax, I think he just wears the pants, and then Rocket Raccoon, he kind of has like something similar, so that kind of works. But yeah, I really wish I had Gamora and Drax. But other than that, I thought this was a really cool set. I'm glad I got it now. It's part of my collection, so hopefully I'll be able to build it soon when I have time. So yeah, that was one of the big ones. And then there was another set that I actually been wanting to get too. And again, I didn't want to pay full price for it. And I was like, man, I need to get that at some point. And I actually was walking into our Walmart, and it was funny because it was on sale for, I think it was $70 or $75. And I was like, all right, well, so I ended up getting, I'm not big into friend sets, but this one I wanted. And I wanted this one because I grew up in the 80s, born in the 70s, late 70s. And so I grew up in the 80s, and I watched, the Muppets, like anybody who grew up in the 80s. So I thought it was really cool. And what's great about this one is obviously it's a play, like you can actually have like a little play, has the curtains, has the little seats. The color scheme's not all that great in my opinion. Obviously it's a friend set. I know it's very more oriented towards females, so they can have their choice, in the colors and kind of really emphasize. I do like the backgrounds. I thought that's really cool. And the balconies are decent. I like how it has the gold finishing and everything, so that actually looks really good. It has a lot of different accessories, so that's really cool. I don't really care for these chairs. I wish they were a little more, maybe solid red would be nice, but you can always change these pieces out. But what's cool about this was, obviously, like I said, I would use it for the 2 Muppets, the old men that are always standing on the balcony. But also, I love that this actually closes and has a nice facade. Like this facade on the front, even with the teal, actually looks really good because it has a blend of white and kind of beige. And for me, that was something that I actually really liked. And I was like, man, this just looks like a regular modular that you can close up and put in a city, even make it a little bigger, expand it if you need to, kind of just to kind of give more seats at the front, has a full interior or whatever like that. But I was like, wow, this is really cool. I don't really care for the mini dolls, so I don't know if I'll end up selling them or just parting them and putting them in with some other mini dolls that I have. Because yeah, the mini dolls don't do anything for me. But I thought this was really cool, and yeah, to have like a nice theater kind of play center. So I thought that was really nice. So I've been wanting this for the Muppets thing, and I was like, I'm glad I have it now. I've been waiting and putting it off, and obviously it jumped on sale, so I was able to pick it up. So that was another good buy. So I mean, sometimes you wait, and obviously so many new sets came out for the new year. So there's so many different things that I'm like, oh man, I'm like, there's so many things I want, but like prices for everything is so expensive. And then I know like the lines were probably crazy, especially for the first, for Star Wars stuff and Marvel stuff and all kinds of things. And there's a lot of good sets. Definitely want to get the Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious Skyline. Haven't seen that anywhere, and I've actually been going to all Walmarts, Targets in town, even Shields in town, and also looking around at different stores. But yeah, that one hasn't popped yet. I think a lot of people were doing inventory, so they haven't restocked their shelves with new lineup stuff. So I haven't seen anything anywhere, and Target shelves are empty. They might have got one or two things. I saw the Hulkbuster, the new one, not the $550, but the cheaper one. I actually want that, but at the same time, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna wait till maybe there's another gift with purchase that I'm like, I'm able to spend 120, 130, even $200 depending on the gift with purchase, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna pick up this, which I've been waiting for, and get whatever bonuses, because you always want to wait maybe a double VIP weekend and really kind of go all out and get some of your money back. But so I got one more big set that I got here about a week ago, so close to the first, and then one of the January 1st sets. So let's check this out. All right, another big boy. And what is it? Star Wars. Now, the funny thing about this is this is Justifier. I think I've talked about this on some of my other videos. This thing is way overpriced, beyond overpriced. It just, it's just so much. And I did not pay full price for this. I got a deal. I think I paid $135. So anything cheaper than that. And I was doing, if I do the ratio 11 cents per piece for 1,022 pieces, you're looking at this should be about $113, $12, $13, which is crazy because this is $170. Yeah, way too much. Like even at 125, I'd be like, okay, that sounds fair, But I paid 135 after tax. But yeah, 170. I was like, I'm not paying that kind of money for this. I'm like, that's just ridiculous. So I obviously got it on sale. I was able to find it for cheaper. I haven't built it, obviously. Now the ship, I've heard the interior, there's not much to be desired. I think there's a little cockpit room for the main character. But the main reason I bought this, which I'm sure many people bought this, is because the Cat Bane character, I really want it. And then it has 3 other characters, and Fennec over here, which is really cool because she has the helmet, and that's come also in another set. I do not have that set where she comes with that actual piece. So I was like, well, I definitely need it because I have the Boba Fett's palace, and I believe she comes in there, but she does not have that piece. I think there was another set that she did have that piece. I didn't get that set. So this was kind of great because I was able to get her with the helmet. Also this character, or Cat Bane, and this other character, and this other one. So there's a lot of good characters on here, and given I paid cheaper than what I was not going to pay for this to get these figures at the Alden. I do like the ship though. I really think it is stylish. I know it uses some Lego techniques here on this engine, but hey, Lego did it, so it's fine. But in regards to the design, I've seen some videos and seen some views of this in person, and I know the undercarriage is not something to be desired. I don't really care. I like the way the ship looks when it's flying, or even if it's landed, because you can put this down, but I like it up. But I think this ship actually looks amazing in my opinion. I like, to me it's a beautiful ship. I was like, I like the design. It doesn't bother me that there's studs all over the wings and everything like that, because it does have like some pieces right here that break that look up. So for me, it actually looks really cool. I love the front cockpit area with the windows. I mean, it just looks nice. It looks like something Cat Bane would fly. Like he's just a badass. I got this huge bomber, that I'm gonna come in with a cargo hold and to do my bounty hunting thing. So yeah, and from the side here, again, it doesn't look amazing or anything, but I just like the way it looks from the front. I like the tail. Again, that would be up for me, but for me, it was worth it for the price that I paid. Again, I would not be going over what or the current price of 270 because it wouldn't be worth it for me in the end. But at the end of the day, I got it for cheaper, and I was glad I was able to do that. So it is what it is, and there are deals out there. You just got to find them. And with all three of these sets, obviously they came out a little while ago, so prices do drop. So I'm the type of person, I like buying things on the first day as well. But sometimes if you're not able to afford it, especially with Lego, the way the prices have been going, you just wait and you're like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. And, and hopefully when it's time that I'm going to get it, there's going to be a deal. And these three sets, I got deals on. So I can't complain, Sometimes don't wait till the very last minute. If you hear they're like retiring or different things like that, because I think like the Batwing just retired. And I think I've seen that a lot of people are trying to find that now. And, it was been out for at least a year and a half, 2 years. And I got it when it came out. I was like, the Batmobile, which I have displayed on my table, and I have the Batwing in box. I've never opened it. But yeah, certain sets you do not wait too long, because there's going to be a chance that you're going to miss out, and you're going to be like, man, now I can't find it. I can't even order it from Lego. I know people that have ordered it from Lego, and they've been like, oh, that order's been canceled because they're not fulfilling that order anymore. And they're just like, man, I really want it, but now I can't get it, And you're like, well, did you at least call them to find out? And they're like, yeah, they gave me some points and stuff like that. But, for the paying, because I thought I was going to receive it, and now I'm not, So that sucks. It's great that you got compensated to some degree, but if you really want that set, now you have to try to find it somewhere at a store if they have it at all anywhere in stock. And if not, then you're gonna have to buy it from somebody who's already bought some, or have extras, and they're obviously gonna inflate the price. Because at the end of the day, if there's none available, that's okay. If you decided, I'm not big on scalpers. I sell Lego too. I buy extra Lego every once in a while, not 5, 10 extra sets, maybe 1 or 2 extras, and then keep them. And then when they retire, I'm like, all right, I might sell this. And I usually I'm always it's $5 or $10 cheaper than a lot of the other people that post. But a lot of my sets, I know I could save for another 6 months. That I can make an extra $100 profit. And sometimes I'm just like, what, I'm just going to sell this for, a couple bucks more than I paid for it. And I know it's retired, and I probably can make an extra $20 right now. But I'm like, I know somebody's going to really be appreciative. And I just sold my Saturn space shuttle recently, and I had an extra one because I ended up overpaying because I thought they went out of stock at the time because they went super quick. And then I ended up buying one on the aftermarket, which was silly of me because I was like, oh man, I need it. So I bought it, and I spent a decent amount of money on it. And then a few months later, they ended up releasing it again. So I ended up buying a second one for the actual price. And then I've had it for a while, and it just retired a little while ago, and I had that other one in the box, and I was like, I'm gonna sell it for pretty much what I paid for the original. So I still lost money on it, but I ended up selling it to a nice grandfather who ended up was buying it for his grandson. So he was like, oh, my grandson's gonna love this or whatever, and he even gave me an extra $5 because he was like, it's a gift, and he's like, don't worry about it, you don't have to break it. Here's the price, and extra $5. And I was like, oh, thanks, and he got a great deal because again, I could have sold it for at least $50-$60 more on that one, but I didn't. So I was happy he got it and was able to give it to his grandson. So I'm sure his grandson, and it was a brand new in box, never opened, everything's in there. So he made out like like a bandit. Anyways, I have one more set, and I saw this one. I got this one from my Target, and I was walking by, and I was like, man, there's a couple left, and I was like, I'm just gonna get one because I don't need a ton. But I was like, I definitely want it. I haven't opened it yet, and I've been eager to open it, but I was just like, oh, I want it. But the only January 1st set I got, which is the Star Wars little battle pack over here. And this is really cool. So the 501st Clone Trooper battle pack, I just liked the way the figures looked. I thought it was really cool. I was like, oh, I already bought, I think 4 or 5 of those 501st battle packs that came out. So I got those, and I was like, oh man, this comes with the lieutenant, the commander, the specialist, the officer, the heavy trooper, and another heavy trooper. So I just thought they looked really good. And then, I like building armies and stuff, but I'm not crazy into it where I'm buying exactly the amount, because I know with the officer and different troopers here, like I would need 9 of those 501st battle packs, and I have, I think, 4 or 5. So I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to scrounge and get, 4 more or 5 more to make it a full platoon or whatever like that, because this is kind of based on platoon and stuff like that. Is more Army. I'm Air Force, so we have squadrons, so it was a little bit different. So for me, I'll just call it a small squadron with what I got, and these officers and heavy troopers and stuff like that. But I just thought this was cool. I might get a second one just to have an extra officer coming to talk to the other officer, and more heavy troopers, and then obviously a 501st specialist, and have a second one, because it's always nice to have more than one of the same figure, especially maybe I'll get a third one just to keep to maybe sell later. I know my son is gonna want it, so I'll definitely give him one. So he'll have one, and then I'll have like this one, and then maybe 2 more for my own personal collection. One to sell off later, and then one to keep for my own. But other than that, this is the only thing I got. On that note, there was things that I really want to. I've been seeing, and I've seen this like 3 or 4 times since I've been out. That Spider-Man Miles Morales, man. Oh, that is so good with the car and Morbius. I love that set. I really, really love that set. And the funny thing is, I actually was like, oh man, it's just, it's not expensive either, but when you're buying a bunch of other things like I just did, you're like, well, that's a couple $100 right there. I don't need to be buying something else and be like, well, it was only $25, and then you'd be like, well, 25, 105, it adds up, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh man, I don't have any money, and then something else comes out, and you're like, I could put it on this card, and then now you're paying interest, which I already owe on some cards because I did buy some of these things. So, I'm paying stuff down, and it can become a very big bad habit if you kind of go overboard. So right now I'm kind of catching up on payments on different things like that, and man, I wish I would have been able to, go out to the Lego store and buy a ton. But right now, this is what I got, and I'm happy with it. And I know here in the next few weeks, there'll be other things that I will pick up once I get paid and everything like that. So, but other than that, like I said, as long as you guys have the heart of a kid, you can enjoy everything and anything. And again, this is just for me and just a great hobby, like it is for so many of you guys. At the same time, just be smart, don't get yourself in trouble, especially in this day and age. Everything's costing so much, because this is not gonna feed you, or your family, so, but it is definitely something to keep you entertained and enjoy. And yeah, pick up, like me, I picked up those other things, which I had ordered or found at a cheaper price, and then I picked up one set that I was like, okay, I'll get this one. I'll splurge on myself for one for the new year, and then I'll pick up those others, like the Hulkbuster, the Avengers Quinjet, the Miles Morales and Morbius, which just, that one looks so amazing. I really want to get that, but also the Too Fast, Too Furious Skyline. Definitely, if I see that one out in the wild, I'm definitely picking up 1 or 2. I know my son will want one, so I'll definitely get him 1, more than likely 2 over time. But yeah, if I don't find those for a while, because obviously once they sell out, you're going to be waiting months, and then be like, oh, they're back in stock, finally, so it'll just be something you can buy and add to that gift with purchase, whatever price. But Anyways, hey, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. What did you guys get for January? Were you guys splurging, or did you save your money and knew you were going to be spending all of it on new Lego, or did you pick up something like me, like a couple sets that went on sale that you're like, you know, those are going to be, these new ones are going to be on the shelves. So, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to get them. It's just a matter of time. So, all right, guys. Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.